Do I hope that and pray that he is all right? Of course I do. But you can't blame yourself. That won't help him.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Does Nathan blame you?
I I wouldn't blame him for doing so.
Well, that doesn't answer my question, Gimmick.
Well, I think that maybe sometimes we just need a face to punch to get our frustrations.
Wait. Did he punch you?
Mm, yes,
Gimmick, did. Oh, that is not okay at all.
I.
That is.
It's okay. I wouldn't blame him.
Oh no, it's not okay. You're allowed to be angry and upset, but. I'm sorry. I just feel like domestic violence just is not the. It's just not the answer.
Well, I just. I. I don't know what course of action to take now. Uh, this is. I'm not sure. Before I thought that I had things under control, that I could do things, and whatever I did will be okay. That there was always a way, but now I don't know. I think that I just want to think more about it.
If you need someone to talk to, you can always talk to me, or I'm sure most people on this ship would.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. You being there all the time.
Oh,
And
of course.
Gimme would go on her Pip.
She'll give you a hug as well.
Oh,
I'm not going to tell you to stop worrying about it because I think that you need to just to understand more about feelings that us organics feel. Don't run away from don't run away from what you're feeling. Just embrace it and experience it. It hurts, but in the long run I think it's good for you.
if I worry too much about it, would that increase the odds of him being okay?
No, Gimmick, it will not increase the odds of him being okay.
I knew as much, but I just wanted.
But if you don't keep it bottled up inside, I think that increases the odds of you being okay.
I don't know. I. Yeah, I still need to think about it. Thank you again.
She will nod and she will leave. I'm just going to say that you guys land. So, you will make it to the coordinates um, that I described for you. And things, it's a relatively suburban location. There don't seem to be any people around, which is kind of creepy. Nobody seems to be around, but um, you have coordinates to go to a. It's a warehouse of sorts. That's probably about, just a few blocks away. You landed in some sort of like um, open grassy field, like a park-ish kind of area. Um, but decide who you're going to bring with you. I recommend you bring up to 2 people with you.
So we're gonna have to bring Koalan.
Yeah.
So he has to come.
All right, Koalin's
Um,
number 1.
Well, Pip came last time, so
Yeah, I was going to propose Zatareri since we don't know what to expect, and um, with what Nilu's been telling us about the riots, it would be a good idea to bring someone that knows how to fight, I
Well-
guess.
How does Volus feel about torches? Like,
Well, we would be wearing enviro suits, so
oh, okay.
Yeah, you'd be all wearing enviro suits, but just in general, I think the Volus see the Vorcha just like
The Vorcha.
the typical. They don't really see Vorchas all that great people, so.
Well, time to get Jerry to strap on an exosuit. Let's get going.
So, just to give you guys a little bit of a data dump, the Volus homeworld is a high-pressure, high-gravity planet that supports an ammonia-based ecology. This rare environment means that the Volus have been slow to colonize, as there are few planets that meet their habitation requirements. Most prefer to stay on Irune, working remotely via the extranet, but the extranet is down. So, the more adventurous don the clumsy but vital pressure suits and venture out to worlds in the Citadel space to make their fortunes. Irune is remarkable for having done away with warfare as an institution of the state. Volus culture lacks the romantic view of war, found in the galaxy's more aggressive species. Physical skirmishes between groups rarely last long and are almost always ended by social castigation, bargaining agreements, or harsh economic sanctions. Irune cities tend to be built on fast trade routes rather than military defensible positions. This has left them vulnerable to attacks, etc., etc., etc. Irune's ammonia-based atmosphere is toxic to non-Volus life forms. Visitors to Irune must wear pressure suits at all times when traveling outside of environmentally controlled areas. So, you guys will emerge from the ship, and Zadreri will definitely have on a pressure suit of her own. Since this environment is very difficult for you guys to maneuver around, even though you do have your pressure suits, everybody is going to get a -1 penalty to all D20 rolls while you are not in a pressurized environment. In addition, if you use a skill check that is physical based, like jumping, running, whatever, you get a -2 to your rolls. And movement speed will be down by 5 by a square. Whatever your movement is, reduce it down by a square. However, if you are a Volus, you do not suffer these penalties, and your speed actually increases by 1 square, and your stats increases by +1. Physicals are increased by +2. Maybe you made a right choice bringing Koalin with you.
What does Koala look like outside of the suit?
I was going to get to that. I'm glad you asked me that question, because as soon as you emerge from the ship, Koalin will actually take off his mask and breathe the air. So Koalin, let me describe to you the way that I think Volus looks like. So if any Mass Effect lore contradicts this later, I apologize. So I'm just kind of making it up for this campaign. His facial features are, I'm going to say, a cross between the face of an unshaved dwarf and that of, for those of you who are Doctor Who fans, there's like this race. Yeah. In fact, this might actually be a decent, I might use this as what Koalin looks like.
Oh, cool.
I'm putting it right there in the Roll20 chat. So I'm gonna say Koalin looks like that, if you guys can see it.
Nice.
So, the only difference between this image and Koalin's is the color of his eyes is actually a relatively pleasant-looking lilac-colored eyes. Lilac-colored eyes. Anyway, helmetless Koalin. Oh, home at last. I haven't been here in quite some time. Whew. I'm wondering if my foster parents are still around.
Why don't you contact them?
I should, yes. It's been a while since I've been at home. Maybe I will, see if we could stop by after the mission is over, of course. That is the most important thing.
Well, we just gotta go talk to Nilu right now and hand over some data and stuff. So if you want to call them now, nothing's stopping you.
Zajuri has been staring at Koalin this entire time, and she's not being very discreet about it at all. And Koalin looks up at Zajuri and says, "What? What's wrong?" And Zajuri's like, "Oh, nothing. It's just, well, I've never seen. There aren't very many pictures of, Volus without their helmet. Well, what did you think I was gonna look like?" "I don't know. I was sort of thinking it was gonna be a cross between a human and a naked mole rat, basically." "And how accurate do you think that is?" "Actually, I'm not too far off."
Dia just elbows the Jerry, just giggling a little bit.
Oh, come on. By Vorcha beauty standards? Come on now. By Vorcha beauty standards, you actually look pretty decently.
I think you're good.
Dia whispers in Jerry's ears, "What about your standards?"
She says, "I'm not going to answer that question."
I think you look pretty well, and I imagine you have to beat off the Volus ladies with a stick, or your biotics, whichever one is, more convenient.
Maybe stopping over at my parents' house would be a good idea. I might be able to acquire some of armor that would be more mobile for me around here.
Oh,
Also, you and I need to make those special suits.
Oh, yes. I can probably take you to a department store at some point so you can see some of our sample clothing. Yes. Well, this is all very interesting. We should get to the task at hand, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take the hammerhead though, because there's so much crap to bring. So, I've loaded everything into it already. So if you guys want to jump in,
Jimmy would approach Koalan and say, "You have nice eyes."
Oh, thank you. Nobody's ever said that to me before.
Oh, that's strange. I would think that a lot of people will say it. Oh, I get it, this helmet. Yeah.
I'm gonna say that while you guys are helping, you probably are helping the Quarians unload stuff from the ship, because the Quarians have to go travel with you too. Pip is actually going to approach Nathan before you leave, and she's gonna say, she actually has her arms folded, and she has a little bit of a stern look, which is very strange for Pip. She's normally very happy-go-lucky. And she's actually gonna call out in a relatively firm voice, "Nathan Callahan?"
Gobble Pip. Nathan returns.
"When you come back, you and I have words to talk about, just as an FYI.
Why not now? You're already here.
Oh no, I don't think that now's a very good time. I need to cool off a bit. But you're in trouble, Nathan Callahan. I'm very angry at you right now."
Look, someone call security.
Oh.
All right, Pip. Whatever you say. I'll see you when we get back.
She will nod a bit and go back into the ship.
Yeah,
Okay.
just laughing at that.
Nathan doesn't seem all that affected by it.
Vito's gonna look at her retreat and go, "She sounds like Solaric's mother the one time we got lost in Cybertine."
Oh, I'm sure you just got lost.
Definitely. got lost. Yep.
Anyway, you will follow the Quarians, and they will take you over to what looks like an abandoned warehouse. But when you approach the door, it will automatically open, and you guys will enter. You will find that there are lots of random knickknacks, and by knickknacks I mean spare parts, a lot of techie stuff strewn about in the warehouse. And Nilu will arrive with two other large-looking Quarian bodyguard-looking things. And she will say, "You made it, you arrived. I trust that your trip here from the mass relay was uneventful?"
Yeah.
Yes, you could say that.
Oh, yes. Good to see you all. She will tell all of the Quarians that came with you, along with all the cargo. She will point them in a direction so that they can start getting things like set up. Again, pleased to meet all of you. Again, I am Nilu Vera, and she'll hold out her hand to shake.
We'll shake her hand. Pleasure to meet you, Miss Vera. In person, finally.
Of course. Once we have an assessment of everything that we have here, we're going to begin making preparations to hopefully travel to the mass relay and start making repairs and adjustments to it in order to connect it to the Asari space system.
Vito will shake her hand as well and pull out a copy of one of our movies.
Oh, that actually is one of my personal favorites, to be very honest. I take it you are a fan?
Yes. My husband and I are movie buffs.
Oh, well, are you holding it to her as if you wanted her to write an autograph? Is that?
Yeah.
Suppose I can indulge. Do you have a pen?
Nathan will produce a pen if she doesn't have one.
Oh, is this one of those Sharpies that change color?
Yeah.
Very interesting. I've always wanted one of these things.
Hang on to a few spares. It's fine.
Oh, well, thank you. How would you like me to write this? Who would you like me to write this to?
To the Bex family.
To the Pix family. With love, Nilu. And then she has like little hearts around it.
Oh, he'll love.
Is that good?
It is. Thank you. It's great to meet you under, well, such circumstances maybe not, but
Well, that's very sweet of you. It's a bit hard for me to get out of the shadow of my brother. He's been very successful. His wife too.
He's got very cute daughters. Very talented, actually.
Oh yes, they are the most adorable things. I can't wait to go back home and visit them. So,
me saying it shouldn't be too long.
well, I suppose you might as well just make yourselves at home, and we can go ahead and begin our preparations. So, what are the conditions like here? How have things been going? Unfortunately, things here have gone from bad to worse. It's worse, much worse in the cities. Things here have sort of, as I said, become into a state of anarchy. The hostile environment, it's not very conducive to most species outside of Volus, at least for prolonged amounts of time. As you can imagine, there are a lot of people here who are stuck here who weren't intending on staying here for as long as they have. And it's gotten them very antsy. People's Omni tools were disconnected from the extranet, which means that they cannot access their bank accounts. And so there's been a lot of theft that's been going on out and about. Pretty much the streets have become very hostile. Law enforcements are pretty much non-existent. Most of the hostility, however, is coming from the non-Volus species. Some of the Volus, however, have tried to take advantage of this situation and been selling environmental suits, food, and other resources at outrageous prices. Those who cannot afford to pay for such things end up going into some sort of indentured servitude contract with them. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but things here have become very dark. Also, drug abuse has been very high in order to, I assume, deal with depression and quite frankly give people other things to think about. Creeper in particular, a hallucinogenic drug, is very popular apparently as of late, and has given rise to a lot of violent hallucinations.
Shit.
Oh. So people are actually going crazy.
What about the Zajarius says, well, what about the government officials? Or I don't even know how governments work. I can answer that question. Koalan says, the government, the Volus government is a little bit different. Rather than being a fully sovereign government by our own right, the Protectorate is a client state of the Turian hierarchy. In return for falling under the protective umbrella of the Turian military, the Volus pay a tax to the hierarchy, as well as deferring to the Turians in all foreign policy matters, and providing auxiliary troops to the Turian armed forces. But I can imagine with what happened in Trebia, the government, I believe, has fallen into a bit of a disarray. Yes, unfortunately so. What about Din Korlak? Din Korlak, I've been trying to gain contact with. We actually were in close connection for quite some time, but unfortunately he mysteriously disappeared a few days ago, and I haven't been able to pinpoint his location except for where we last made contact with him.
Hopefully this
Well,
will be another pet.
sounds like we have something to do then.
So we have to catch this guy and bring him back.
Din Korlak is the highest official, represented official in our Volus Protectorate. He used to be an ambassador on the Citadel. If you remember in Mass Effect 1, Din
The asshole.
Korlak was the Volus ambassador. Yeah.
He's the guy talking to the Elcor. It looks like whatever I've brought might not be the best. Well, I wouldn't say be the best, but I don't think it'll help very much. I've brought up until 8:30 Galactic time when we left. I have every show, every documentary, every bit of news from around the galaxy on this, and he pulls out a big hard drive. So I thought that, that might help with some entertainment things. There's about 3 months of entertainment on this thing. So, that might not necessarily help, but it's there.
Actually, that's a good point, Nathan. Speaking of news and such, maybe all of this mass hysteria will just go away once we finally somehow announce to the public that, the mass relays are about to start working and we can reconnect everybody to the extranet again and nobody has to start stealing stuff from each other?
Well, if we do that might end up with a bit of, equal amount of hysteria for different reasons. People will be happier. So
That's very true. But I will say, though, that if you do think that that's important, there is a broadcast studio not very far from here if you actually go into the city proper. You could go there and try to reconnect to the computers to broadcast something planet-wide.
Well, actually, I have something that is actually entirely... I'm trying to find the right word here. It's entirely exclusive to the Volus homeworld. I have a movie trailer that I am starring in.
A movie trailer?
Yes. I also have some posters and some holographic displays as well that they can go up on. So,
And you think this trailer will help with the mass hysteria and anarchy in the streets?
No, I kind of hope that it'd be some kind of entertainment, people could look forward to. But now I don't think it'll really do much. But hey, I have it with me, so if you want to see the poster, I guess I don't mind showing it.
Well, it sounds like we have a couple things we could do. We could go over to the broadcast station if we think that it would be valuable to try to appease all of the people of what's been happening. Or we can try to see if we can locate and find out what happened with the government leaders like Din Korlak. They both sound pretty important. I'm in favor of looking for Din Korlak.
Yeah.
And I think it would be really important for us to go to the broadcasting station.
I think that should be until after the extranet gets put back up.
Well, it won't really matter when the extranet comes back up because they'll get access to it anyway. It'll just be a case of they'll get something to watch when they're sitting at home with nothing to do. Right now, if you know what I mean. It's a boredom killer, Cabin fever is really it can cause people to do things they usually wouldn't do.
I think it goes a little bit farther than cabin fever at this point.
Yeah, it's extreme, but No, to be honest, even though I kind of brought forward the idea, Din seems like the proper route. So, it's up to you guys, really.
I think we should go it again. That might be... results are faster.
And if we have to pass by this, studio on the way there or on the way back,
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So we're going to find Din Korlak. Nilo, Miss Vera, could you give us approximate coordinates of where you contacted him last? Of course. I can send you at least an approximate location within 2 miles of where he was at the time of our last communications. Okay. So, you guys will go off, and you have chosen to look for Din Korlak instead of going to the broadcast studio. You guys will be sent the coordinates of around where they last found, or excuse me, they last made contact with Din Korlak, and it is into one of the main cities of Irune nearby. So on roll 20, I will move you guys to that map. You should be able to see your characters.
Yep.
It is a relatively large map because it's a relatively large city. So, you guys have reached that point of the city, and it's at this point that that Koalan will say, I know this part of the city. My foster parents don't live too far from here. Yes, I believe that their house is roughly north of us. If you want to stop by at some point.
Let's go.
We should definitely focus on the mission, but...
Let's go check in on them first, because we want to make sure they're okay.
That's very thoughtful of you. Lead the way.
So, north? I'm guessing the map is orientated correctly, as in...
Yes, it is oriented correctly. So you can move. As you move, I will reveal the fog of war. So here you guys will reach this part. Now, just to give you a general idea, again, the city is relatively deserted out in the streets. But again, there is lots of vandalized buildings, defaced buildings. Again, more graffiti has been spray painted all over the place. A lot of the stores and the shops have the glass windows broken in and have been ransacked. A lot of theft has been going on. And you can hear activity, like things exploding, almost like fireworks in the distance. And you do smell smoke coming from somewhere. It's hard to pinpoint exactly where the source of the smoke is, but it's not all that great. But when you go over to that side, there is a shop, and it looks like it's some sort of it's written in a language that your translator will say it'll say diner. It'll just say what the Volus word for diner is. So it looks like some sort of restaurant. And we'll say that, we're gonna say that there's this human in a pressurized suit. There's this human in a pressure suit, looks homeless, down on their luck. And she's sort of like huddled up by the side of this diner. And she's got like a cup or something, looking to see if anyone would be willing to help her out. Her armor looks pretty banged up, like she was like beaten or kicked. But it's hard again to see what her condition fully is like since she's in a suit.
Dia walks by and can I just give her 100 credits?
You can if you want to transfer, but now the problem is credits are more of something that you can transfer electronically, and poor people don't have an Omni tool, so transferring credits actually is not something that you probably could do unless you happen to have some actual Volus coins, physical Volus coins, which very few people carry around these days, but they still accept it.
Is the diner look like it's working? Like, are they still?
The diner definitely looked like it's been broken into and has been ransacked, most likely of all of its food. You probably can deduce that if there was still food in that diner, this person would probably have already gotten it or eaten it, most likely. Currently, the diner looks abandoned and fairly picked clean, but that doesn't... If you wanted to go inside, things are broken in that you can easily go inside if you want.
Nah, that's suicide, stupid. Dia's just gonna walk this way.
Koalan will approach the woman, and he will reach into his suit, and he'll pull out a handful of weird-looking coins, and he'll place some of them in the cup. Thank you, kind sir. Thank you, the woman says. Everybody else is just walking.
Nathan
me
will
both
drop like
approach.
some-
And talk with the it's a lady.
Yes, it's a human woman, human lady.
Greetings. I wanted to ask, is there anything we could do, or you could tell us about what's happening here?
You got any food? Or maybe some crepes? Crepes would be nice too.
Oh, strung out. Familiar, I guess. Nathan will pull out like some protein bars or some like high carb, some like high calorie,
Sure.
snacks and drop them into the cup.
Creep? What's creep?
Drugs.
Oh, I mean, I'm asking me in character.
It's the hallucinogenic drug
Yeah.
that Nilu. Well, he's telling you in character.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
the hallucinogenic
it's drug.
drug that Nilu is talking to you about.
Oh,
Gimmick, come over here, please.
yes.
Okay, you don't talk to anyone. You don't say anything to anyone, okay? Because you will die if you do so. Okay?
Okay.
Nathan was doing something?
Nathan gives her some like high protein food.
Protein bar. She takes it, and she probably has her own type of induction port thing that allows her to eat. Something she does, and she starts to, ravish through it messily. She doesn't really start up any conversation unless you start something up or ask her a question.
Nathan was just gonna leave. Gonna walk on. Not interested.
When he walks by Dia, Dia's gonna say to Nathan, "Doesn't this remind you of home? Or just missing the papers?"
Yeah, I guess so. Well, back then there was. I'm not sure if there was more drugs or less drugs, but
Well, at least in our settlement, I don't think any of us knew how to use them. At least from what I remember.
I remember a lot more than you do.
Vito's not going to say anything, but he's clearly uncomfortable.
You're gonna pass by this building. The sign has the Volus word for bank.
Oh. It's probably not smart to go in there.
No, I don't imagine so.
Okay. So you guys keep moving.
Okay.
Having to phase through people because of all the lack of room.
Yeah, Dia says to Kovalan, like, where is your family house?
It's another block away to the north, over to the left.
I'll roll a perception, because Vito's probably looking around, trying to find any clues as to where Den Korlak could have went.
Sure.
Dia says to Kovalan, listen, we're looking at the state of things. Just prepare yourself.
Oh, I'm ready to defend myself and all of you if it comes
I'm not
to
talking
that.
about that. I mean,
Oh, I see. Yes, of course. When I entered into the Justicar Conclave, I had to break a lot of communication from my foster parents. Break as many ties as possible. It's been a long time since I've contacted them.
Dia just pats Kovalan on the back and just keeps walking.
Nathan's keeping an eye out for anyone who might be watching them. Oh, and Nathan
Alright.
is holding his gun in hand, like he is armed, visibly.
I rolled a 16.
16.
for
All right. You rolled a 16. Zajuri also has a high perception, and she will stop in her tracks by this point and hold up her hand, and she says, Do you hear something? And I'm going to say that, Kiwi, you can hear what sounds like firecracker sounds getting louder as you move north. And Nathan, you can hear snickering. It's Torian snickering.
Oh shit.
Torian snickering.
Oh, shit. Weapons out.
Dia has
Am
it.
I scan in that direction to get like an idea of if there is people and how many people and such, or
Yes. So, up ahead, Gimmick, you can see that there are approximately there's like a gang of Taurians, roughly 7 of them up ahead, and they're just throwing what looks like dynamite looking things at this house, and watching. The house currently is in flames right now.
Oh god.
Um,
Dia looks at Kovalan, just eyeing him.
it seems like there is a group of hooligans around the corner. Should we engage with them, or
No.
Well,
well?
depends. Colin, does that house look familiar to you?
It's a neighbor, the next door neighbors. My parents' house are right next door. The code would not let me just walk by while these hooligans are torching all of these poor homes.
Nathan flicks his wrist and slips a new clip into the shotgun and simply says, "Well, let's deal with them."
All right. I am going to generate randomly.
Dia whispers at the group, "Do you guys want me to throw a few into the fire?"
Nah. Injured, not killed. At least for now.
Okay.
Because let's remember, if we even so much as nick one of their suits in such a way, it could cause them to.
Yeah, that's true, right?
I'm not even sure what would happen if you were to nick a suit in this kind of situation.
Well, if it's the same thing as Volus on in oxygen-based environments, they blow up.
They blow up.
For sure, if you nick, well, not necessarily nick, but if you just punch a hole in their pressurized suits, they blow up. It's literally mentioned in Mass Effect 2. Samara's recruitment mission.
Well, I guess they will have really big shields then.
Okay, so I know what I'm doing.
Wait, what is that evil smile you have now in your face, Mick?
I always have a new. I want to see a Tyrion go boom boom.
I just want to say,
Seeing Mac they're blowing things up. We're gonna blow things up too.
well, I just want to say that
Fireworks, right?
works both ways, right? They could make us.
Let that be the quote for this year. I want to see a Tyrion go boom boom.
There are the Taurian gang hooligan things. Everybody roll initiative.
We would get right here and talk to them. Greetings. You all have one chance to stop whatever you're doing and leave. This is your last warning.
Gimmick, no.
Several of them are like, "Oh, it's the cops! It's the cops!" And they're gonna attack.
Yeah.
So, starting with the one
tried.
closest to
You
you.
tried, Gimmick.
You get an A for effort, but an F for effectiveness.
All right. So the one first. So the first one will do a multi-attack. So yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're
What?
at that level now where people get multi-attacks. So, welcome.
All right. So the first one takes out an M4 Shuriken and throws a ranged attack. What is your AC, Gimmick?
Armor class, it's 15.
Okay.
That's pretty decent.
15. A
Hey.
hit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Ouch.
That hurt.
And
Oh,
another one
shit.
with its Omni Blade.
Ouch.
That one will hit.
Damn.
Damn.
We're all gonna die. That's it. That's the end.
I told
Everybody's is gonna die here.
I hope those and the damage roll.
Oh no.
Marcus, is this just taking the shots from here? Because if he is, he's applicable to disadvantage roll because he's within melee range.
Yeah, he's throwing the Shuriken first and then moving in for the blade.
Oh my god. Give me.
As part of its as part of his attack. So you will take 6 points of damage. Remember, if you have shields, count your shields.
Yeah,
if you have shields.
1 damage.
So 6 points of damage from the Shuriken, followed by.
Oh wait, we didn't get to rest, right?
We
Oh,
did.
No, you're
the 10
you're-
point
you're
damage
rested.
you got earlier for the punch.
I mean,
you
shield.
I mean, it was a shield, so
it would have taken.
Okay.
It would have taken about a day to fly to Irune.
Also, I
Okay.
said that I
So you're
Long
fully
rest.
you're
Okay,
fully
fine.
long rest. You all have a fully long rest. 7 points from the Omni Blade.
Ooh.
Then
Fuck.
we have the next one.
Are you at 0 yet?
No, I have like 40.
Yeah, you guys are high level.
We're high enough level that this is what we
Okay,
want.
40.
the
I have 28.
You must be missing HP somewhere. There's no way you have 28 HP.
I have 28 HP. I've just rolled like hell.
Gimmick, 5 points from the Shuriken. The Omni Blade missed. And then the last one. Shuriken will hit. Omni Blade will hit. The Shuriken damage is another 7 points of damage, and then the Omni Blade damage is another 7 points of damage.
Jesus.
You're getting the shit kicked out of you.
Are you dead yet?
Well, I have all of them around me, so
Yeah, you're the only one they see right now.
you can
so-
click my token and see what my HP is.
Yeah, the token shows, yeah. Go ahead, Vito, you're up.
I'm tactical cloaking. Do I have to roll anything? Because my
No.
thing doesn't show, so I just tactical cloak.
Yeah, you just announce that you do that thing, and you do that thing.
I guess I can probably like put the something on the thing to show that I'm cloaked. I don't
Yeah.
know what I'm gonna. I'm gonna put on the little ninja to show that.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
So that's 17 damage.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. 17 damage to that one? Okay. Oh, that would be the other guys. Alright. He's gonna notice that you're there, so he's gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4. And then toss a dynamite looking thing here. So that's all of you have to make a dex saving throw.
Me too.
I-
Or...
No, not you. Just everybody in this clumped up group over here. So
Yeah.
everyone, Nathan, Dia, Koalan, and Zadrari.
Due to danger sense, I get advantage on this. The dex save, I get advantage.
Yep, you can take advantage to this.
15.
You take half the damage.
Okay. So how much?
It's not going to be a lot, but you'll... 4 points.
Okay.
So if you... The DC is 13, so you take half that damage.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5.
Well, they've given me a perfect target. Thank you.
The 3 over here are also going to send more dynamite, so I will need 3 more dex saving throws.
Cool. I get advantage on all. See?
Oh, lucky. So I got 8 and 14.
So I got a natural 20, a 22, and an 18.
Yeah. So just know that if you got a 13, for every 13 you got, you take half of the damage.
So, on the list of teach gimmick how to approach combat.
Huh.
Or else we're all gonna die.
List of things to do. Teach gimmick not to do this.
Exactly.
Okay. So for the first hit, for the first dynamite, so your first save of the 3, it's 1. So if you save, it's just 1. So, okay, the second one, it's 2. So if you save, you get 1. The third one, it's 1. So if you save, you just get 1.
So these are literally just like little firecracker things, fireworks.
These are little firecracker things.
God, I really want to toss a grenade in there.
Oh, and then the next one was a 2, and then we have to roll a third one.
So it's
Yeah,
1,
it's 3
1.
total.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I take 1.
2, 1,
Jesus
1.
Christ. 28, 27. From 32 to 27. Oh god.
The last one is going to fire an M8 Avenger. Well, Vito, you're revealed now that you're...
Yeah. I'm gonna remove the
Little ninja.
remove the ninja.
What is your AC?
My AC is 14.
I think that's a
Yay.
miss.
Yay!
All right. Also, where you guys where the blast originated from, there is now a small thing of fire. Oops. Here.
Oh, it's in the air.
And yeah, so that square has fire in it,
Don't get caught in it.
and this one. Sorry, my D20, my roll 20 is really slow right now. Okay.
They might
This
be
one over
doing
here
grenades
is
or something.
okay.
Okay. God.
Koalin, he's got a lot of bonuses.
Koala's got a lot of bones.
All right, he is going to send a shockwave that will pretty much hit 5 of these people.
Hell yeah.
That's my boy.
So yeah,
That's our boy.
yes.
Our miniature mole rat.
10 force damage. Yeah, Castain in a 10-meter line originating from you. Each creature must make a dexterity saving throw, and a failed saving creature takes 3d6. Alright, so DC 14. Their saving throws 5. Oh god.
Only one of them.
Succeeded.
Only one of them.
One of them crit failed.
And one of them crit failed, but you can't crit fail a saving throw.
Oh.
True. Unfortunately.
Number negative. Oops.
But in the same way, you also can't succeed a saving throw, so that 20 doesn't actually do anything. It just means he just takes half damage. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, and he doesn't get knocked prone. Everyone who actually gets hit and failed is knocked prone.
Nice.
Mr. Rules Swerve.
I can just see it there, and it's knocked prone.
Oh, like this?
Yeah, in the little shockwave spell list thing it has, in the description thing it has, and it's knocked prone.
So this one takes minus 10. This one takes minus 10. This one takes minus 10.
Jesus.
All these minus 10s.
This is great.
So all of these people get knocked prone. I'll put that down as we wait to decide. I'll put that down later, but Zajuri is up next. We'll do Havoc Strike.
Jesus Christ!
God dang it,
Yeah.
Shakira.
Wow, okay. Wow, okay.
See, Hark's realizing that Jerry just killed his entire enemies.
Zajuri just kind of goes zoom.
A girl.
That's that.
And yeah, jet propulsion jet built into your leg armor to spring to location within 8 meters and strike the ground with violent force. Each creature within a 2-mile radius of where you land must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 2d8 thunder damage. So she just kind of lands right here, smack. Just plants herself right in between everybody. So unfortunately, it's also going to hit. It's also going to hit Gimmick, but I think this is worth it. So
we
Gimmick,
can bring back Gimmick later.
roll a saving throw. Oh, she only does 7 damage. I'm just gonna, just to speed things up, I'm just gonna roll 1 dex for all of them,
Yeah, that makes sense.
just so that we're not waiting. All right, they all fail, so they're all taking 7.
Rest in pieces.
Okay.
So, is everybody like here prone? Like all of the people back here are prone,
Oh, yeah.
right?
They're prone and they've got a really bloodthirsty Vorcha right next to them. Yes.
That sounds like an excellent time, to be honest. So Nathan is going to charge here and attack this individual. 16 saving throw, or take 9 damage and be knocked prone. He
16.
makes it. So takes 4 damage and is still standing. So,
Okay.
but that just puts him right where Nathan wants him. So Nathan will whip the shotgun forward and proceed to shoot him with it. And thanks to close range shooter, he doesn't get disadvantage. So he takes 18 piercing damage
Jeez.
Wow.
from the first attack. And then from his second attack, he will punch him with his biotic punch because of his free one-handed attack.
Nathan is our powerhouse.
Yeah.
So that will probably miss, but there you go.
What's the attack roll again?
12.
That's gonna miss.
Yeah. And as his last turn, since he took an attack action, he can take a second attack action because he's level 5 now. So he will shoot this guy again.
Jesus.
19 piercing damage.
Yes.
Okay.
And as his turn ends, a barrier of biotic energy appears around him. Anyone within... Hang on, let me check the sheet here.
Jesus
Biotic
Christ.
Fury. Your barrier emits a damage. Anyone within 2 meters of me, any enemy within 2 meters of me takes damage equal to 1d6 plus your Vanguard level. So that would be 1d6 plus 3 necrotic damage for anyone within 2 meters of me who is an enemy next turn, since it's only activated now. So let me just
Damn, Nathan.
click on this skull because Nathan is here to go to work.
Yes,
Nice.
he has gone to work. Dia's gonna pop her head out really quick. Who looks like the leader of the group?
I roll a. I'm gonna say roll a survival or perception. Survival or perception, whichever
okay.
one.
Perception it is. What did I roll? 22, okay.
You think that the guy right, just north, straight north of Zadrari is the leader.
Okay, I'm gonna cast a lance at that guy. At
Okay.
2nd level.
Uh-huh.
Damn it!
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I knew I was gonna miss.
That would hurt.
Sorry.
Yeah, that would have been one hell of a hit.
Are you gonna move from where you are? You actually, in order to hit him, you probably have to.
Yeah, I'll probably, before I do the hit, I'll probably have moved over here
Yeah.
to aim.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Gimmick would cast Decoy. That
Okay.
creates a clone of Gimmick next to Gimmick. And that's the same things that Gimmick does. So everyone has to roll a Wisdom saving throw when they want to attack me. And I use 4 touch points for that. And I will move over here. They get an attack of opportunity, or
Yeah. But do they still... I think they still have to make a wisdom saving
Yeah.
throw, right? Okay. They're not very wise at all.
I mean, quite obviously.
I got a 9, so that probably failed.
yeah, it's
So they,
nine. Let me
so they all miss. They're all gonna fail. So they're all gonna hit the decoy instead.
Yay.
Okay. All right. The 3 around the decoy will fail the wisdom check when they try to attack you. The ones next to Zadrari are going to try to step back 1 so that they can shoot her without a disadvantage. So these 2 will try to fire their MA Avengers.
That's probably an attack of opportunity since they're moving out of her engagement.
That is correct. So Zadrari will make an attack of opportunity with her Saw Blade. And I think you can only make 1 attack of opportunity
Yes.
per round. So she missed the opportunity when they both moved. So 1d20 plus 5 to hit. That's gonna hit Zadrari. And that no, that's not gonna hit Zadrari. So she takes 7 points of damage. Meanwhile, the ones next to Nathan,
Hi.
this one will move over here
That's an attack of opportunity. He
for
will
you.
hammer at them.
Go ahead.
Swing
That's,
your hand.
uh,
Corey.
It hits, but only 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Nathan
Dun,
has 6
dun,
AC.
dun, 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 dun. Oh.
The one over here will take disadvantage, and the one over here will take regular attack. So the first one with disadvantage, 17 and 22. 17 is probably going to hit your AC. Yes? No?
Yep. My AC is 16.
All right. The other one misses you. So he hits you for 5 points of damage.
Cool. I still have shield, so we're good so far.
And then the leader will also try to shoot at Nathan. His bonus is slightly higher. 23 is going to hit. And Nathan takes 9 points of damage.
Right, I'm down to my last points of shield. I have 1 more point of the shield left.
I will move over here and use, for the first time, Electric Slash.
Ooh.
Is a cone of 8 meters in front of me, so I should be able to hit both of them.
Like that.
Okay.
So,
And I'm using 3 tech points, so it should be... Each creature must take a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 3d8 lightning damage, or half as much damage on a successful one.
They all succeeded, unfortunately.
Oh god.
you need to roll your 3d8
Well, half
and
as
you
much.
I only rolled a d8.
Yeah, technically they just take 8, so the damage from the spell itself, and the
You didn't roll damage though. That's not actually damage. That's just
I did-
rolling 4. That's it.
It says 4 lightning damage.
Yeah, which is wrong. It should roll 3d8.
Oh, it's wrong because you have to roll xd8.
Okay,
so
so
roll your
let me-
xd8, and I'll just divide that by 2.
roll